Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the season two of Legends or Legends, Untold Legends. Yeah, I hate whenever I have this Freudian slips because the main host of Legends of the Internet is here with us, and his name is Jodini. Good evening, Joe.
Hi, good morning over here on the west side of
Yes, good.
the globe.
Yeah, and good thing that Canva is back up. It's really great. What happened here? Anyway, wonder what happened here. Some of the things I'm trying to put up are not working. It's really unfortunate. Hmm, what happened here? I was trying to plug the clip here. Something's not coming up right. Anyway, so and by the way, while I'm trying to share the links here to more people, I'm doing what I can to get these things or get everything working in tip top shape. I really don't like it whenever some things don't work. And by the way, you may have heard about TanaCon. This is about one of those events that obviously follow the trend of failed, for lack of a better term, failed events. It's like if you have heard about Dashcon, you've heard about Fire Festival, then yeah, 2018, the era of the failed events have not ended yet, but what do we what can we do about this? Man, what's going on here? Okay, as I was saying, there was a trend that was unfortunately started by Dashcon about events that had so much hype, and unfortunately, it had hype. It had hype. It had the staff. It had the crew. It had the motivation, but it did not have, you know, it did not have the right or organizations, or should I say it was not organized right because it had the right organizations, fine. But when it comes to, oh wait, I have, okay, sorry about that. Anyway, what do you remember about, what do you remember about TanaCon based on your experience?
Long lines. The event didn't go over so well. And
Yeah,
a run in with a particular YouTuber that we don't talk about anymore. Hi, Dubs.
um, yeah, because iDubbbz in itself is a good topic to cover. I've seen your episode on iDubbbz. It's like, it just happened that it just so happened that there's so many topics about iDubbbz and TanaCon respectively, but we don't need to go into those whenever we're just going to certain topics that made them infamous. I can't say that they were made famous. They were more like they were made infamous, frankly. On the other hand, this is I think I've mentioned to you off the air about how I've planned to have this topic focused on Tana Mongeau herself, the person behind. And then it turned out that just like the Jacqueline Hill episode, if there's one meaty topic that happened to be involved with her that is already juicy in itself, then we can go ahead and talk about that. and then decide later on if we would be talking about Tana Mongeau herself. So yeah, thank you very much to everyone that came over. I really love it. Oh, finally, the share, the share notifications items are already working. Thank you very much to everyone that came over. Yeah, thank you very much uh, for the visits. Yeah, I'm really having some issues here with Canva. It affected the other tabs or the other windows that are showing up here. And then, as I was saying a while ago, this topic about TanaCon, it it ended up well, based on my research, I chose not to use the Shane Dawson documentary in my on my research, not only because it's been talked several times by other content creators here on YouTube, but at the same time, we can sense the self-serving aspect in that documentary. Let's be honest about that. There's a self-serving aspect to that documentary. It's like the underlying message in there is that hey, these people came for Shane Dawson, not for Tana Mongeau. But yeah, the event is called TanaCon, so they ended up talking about it. And yeah, some clips will show later how there are more people that are waiting for Shane than for Tana Mongeau herself, and that's not surprising because around this time they were. Oh, thank you very much to everyone. Keep coming over. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to this channel. Make sure that you share this episode of Untold Legends to your respective social media accounts. Okay, going back to the topic that I have. Sorry if I'm a little spacing out here, since I'm still explaining how there are other YouTubers here that manage to discuss TanaCon based on their own experience. Because one thing I often tell my peers about research, if you're conducting research, make sure that there's actual person that you can use as reference that had experience based on personal experience. And if Shane Dawson cannot be considered as primary reference or empirical evidence, as they would say, then I can say that the other references I used here were reliable. Oh, thank you very much, Lawrence, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Yeah, he sent some super chats. Oh, I'll go to him, and then he's returning the favor. Like, yeah, I really like it whenever people who help us grow our channel return the favor. And thank you very much to the 8 million viewers watching this live stream right now. I
Did
really
you say
appreciate that you came over.
did you say
No,
8 did you say 8 million people are watching right now?
no, that's a joke.
Oh,
No,
I
no.
was about to say
I'll
it's like
explain that later.
you just broke the record for Nintendo Direct. That had 1 million viewers.
No. Oh, when it comes to Nintendo, the only people I know that can break the record of Nintendo would be any person from the K-pop industry who could at least average 2 million views or 2 million viewers per live stream. They have their own social media pages for that, since you do know that they use different set of characters for
Hmm.
communicating on social media. So yeah, like oh my god, I really like it. And whenever people come over, they listen, and then thank you very much, Lawrence. Like, and he's listening right now, and his nose is bleeding. I feel a little bad for him sometimes. That's also a joke, by the way. It's not the little kind of nosebleed, but more like the figurative kind of nosebleed. Like, yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Okay. Okay. So, by the way, um, the main reason I am a little preoccupied with the Canvas slideshow I organized, it's because I attach a lot of clips there. I attach a lot of clips there that are footage from the event itself because it's easy to discuss about this event that failed and end up having clips that are either based on other people's experience or other people's problems, as they say. Because right now, um, that would be actually one of the references I have here that I used. She came to TanaCon not for Tana but for a different creator. That might be the case for the other reference that I used. Maybe she came for Tana, but she ended up meeting the other creators that she also liked on YouTube. And it's the kind of reminder on my end that organizing big, going big, doesn't always mean succeeding because we're talking about events here and we're talking about organizing people more like organize. It's like, you know, the expression about herding cats.
Um, no, tell me.
Okay, yeah, it's one of those uh, analogies that are used. Like if you're organizing an event, it's like organizing all the cats and making sure that they toe the line. And you do realize it doesn't always happen because you know how cats would rather follow their own.
Yeah, and you know how crazy cat ladies can be.
Yeah. Although this event may not involve cat ladies, it involved teenagers. Some of them involve teenagers with moms in tow because remember that a lot of these are still considered as kids, though I cannot blame their mothers for tagging along. And now that it has, you know, it happened that yeah, it was mentioned by some of those people that already attended TanaCon how the kids are crying, the mothers are angry because, of course, they're angry. They're the ones who paid for the tickets here. And some people have not seen the title on this yet. I already displayed it here, the topic, and of course, the title of the video itself. Oh wow, Madam Ghosty made it here. Oh my god.
Oh, hi, Ghosty.
No, no, Ghosty, we don't mean to offend you. We're sorry. Oh my god. It, it's an expression that I just shared with you because I've had events in the past, and then the organizer would be complaining to me, "Oh my god, this event is so stressful. It's like organize, it's like herding cats." Like, oh god, no.
I mean, Ghosty and I are really close, so obviously she's joking around with me.
Yeah, thank you. Like, thank you very much, Madame Ghosty. Like, I really like. Finally, she made it here. Maybe because it's. Oh, there she replied. No problem. Hi guys. Hello, Madame Ghosty. Okay, so finally we can um, check out the slideshow that I have here because the upgrades that they made at least made it. Even if I'm trying to create a thumbnail, if I created a series of thumbnails, I can make it look like a presentation. So here, I click present. On the other hand, if I use it with StreamYard instead of a full screen, it's only full screen. Whenever I use this one, this screen on this screen on StreamYard. So let me just hide the title first since everyone would be seeing that anyway. So everyone was really discussing about how TanaCon was or organized or disorganized, and most people forget what really triggered Tana Mongeau to put up TanaCon because what happened here was, well, she uploaded a video that she ended up rambling for more than an hour on why she won't be attending Vidcon, and then she was claiming, well, in a nutshell, she was claiming that she was not treated properly on Vidcon. This was in 2018, and other sources would also say that Yeah, she's complaining that she wasn't treated right. So this is also the clip where she yelled F Vidcon and that she would be putting up her own um, Vidcon. It's like going against most of the time. Okay, most of the time, what happens here is if you're upset with a service or a product or a company, you try to put up your own company and, well, at least try to compete. Although in this case, it's more of a grudge on part of Tana that she held this grudge against Vidcon that she went as far as competing with Vidcon. So that's basically how she tried to appease herself at least. And yeah, and this is one of the tweets where she plugged TanaCon, where she said the first TanaCon will be on June 22 to 23 in Anaheim, California. Get ready. I promise you aren't ready. That tweet did not age well. I have so many surprises in store, and you can attend for free. The first round tickets drop at 12 Pacific Standard Time. Be refreshing, it's limited. Yeah, and oh, Madame Ghosty is also familiar with this topic too. But that's how it all started. She had a thing against VidCon. Yeah, Tan had a grudge against VidCon, and she decided to put up her own event. And she hired the company Good Times to organize this for her. And these are the featured creators. Some of them I don't know. The others, oh, of course, Bella Thorne is at the center of it. This was when Tana was still in a relationship with Bella Thorne, not exactly one of the famous creators that I know of. And then there are a lot, there are a lot of people here that I don't know, but some of them are listed on the itinerary. Okay, here are the prices. So featured creator $1. Main okay perks: main stage, concert, variety show, hot seat, live music, panels, Q&A, meetup opportunities, general admission included with ticket, valid is for both days. Okay, and then of
Okay,
course
that
this. Mhm.
that is way too cheap. $1
Mm,
just for all that? I mean, for a major convention, you'd have to pay like $50 just to get in the door.
yeah.
Everything else you'd have to pay for when you get inside. $1. They
Mm,
if anyone knows about how you price things when it comes to like doing business, if you make a product too cheap, that also damages the product itself. I mean, sometimes people say like don't overprice your products. Well, don't underprice either because it ends up coming up as people are going to look at the value in it and say, well, if it's only $1, then it must really not be that great of a place.
and that's the thing because there are a lot of plugs here that Tana Mongeau is saying. Thank you very much, Marlene's vlog, for the super chat and for the like, because they were claiming that this event is for free. It's like, are they that desperate to take away the audience of VidCon that they would either price it so low or they would price it for free just to make sure that they take away the audience of VidCon? It reeks of desperation. At least how that's how I view it.
Well, I mean, you're trying to one up VidCon. So what other way can you do it? But then it's like, oh hey, I can make money off of this. Which
Yeah.
main motivation. It's the same thing with the Psycho Dad creator and making Storyfire because he was being screwed over by YouTube. It's the exact same story.
Yeah, I would understand the reason behind that. Thank you very much, Vistak and Lifestyle in Japan for the super chat. I would understand the reason behind it, but um, they should not at least look too desperate when it comes to organizing events because we understand that there's anger boiling there, or there's there's rage. They like to avenge their ego. not on our ego when it comes to this event. And then here, you end up with promos that try to explain the perks, and then sometimes it doesn't make any sense. So, and then here, um, yeah, she used this language. It becomes obvious that Tana Mongeau herself has contributions to this concept because it says featured effing creator.
Now, my question is, if it wasn't for if it wasn't for the description on the bottom of that title, I would think she's got adult stars coming to
Yeah.
this convention. So I'm thinking, is this like some type of porn convention where all the famous stars in the adult film industry are coming over and they're having like this big massive convention with Tana Mongeau? Is she trying to
And
reveal something?
yeah, because I mean, look at this. I mean, that's the main thing that would come to your head because of the choice of word used here, featured effing creator, and at least some of the references I used or tried to censor themselves, like saying even if it says on the badge itself, featured effing creator, they would still say featured effing creator because they know that there are kids that are watching too. And what does this badge? What perks are included in this badge? Okay, uh, perks that are included, and then the okay, concert gift bags, meetup groups in private, exclusive content, personalized messages from the creators via text, private signing, ops, panels, Q&A, personal picture, general admission included with ticket. Ticket is valid for both days. Not sure if that's worth it, but of course, a lot of people be motivated for the goodie bag that comes with the events. I mean, I've been to events where I've received goodie bags that I like.
What a jump in the
And
price, though. 64 more dollars just to get a gift bag, to meet up in a group that's private,
mm-hmm.
exclusive content, which we don't even know what that exclusive content is, that's very vague, and a personalized text message. This almost sounds like Nostalgia Critics GoFundMe or whatever that was. For
um,
$65, you get to have a personal picture of your adult film star, and you get to have the private autograph signing of your favorite adult star, and you get to do a Q&A where you can ask like tantalizing questions like, do you use Viagra in your scenes? Or you get a personal text message from them saying, here, like, oh, hi, nice to meet you, whatever, and then that's it. And you did all of this for 64 more dollars.
yeah, the discrepancy is pretty steep. This is the cash grab level, I suppose. And let's see the other perks. $40 general entry ticket. And this is where some questions really arose because it says exclusive entry into event lot and experience TanaCon firsthand, and then creator meet and greet not guaranteed. No,
So you get
I'm
meetup
not.
opportunities for the $1 thing, but you don't get a meetup for like the $40 thing.
Yeah, it's like questions are always like, what do you mean event lot? You mean the parking lot?
And it sounds like
What's
you
it?
get more for the dollar than you do for the $40.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was a mistake.
Well, if
I,
you have a really rushed event, you expect a lot of mistakes to happen. So here, okay, the complaints are coming in, and this is one of the complaints I mentioned, and this girl or guy, I can't say, tagged everyone that is involved. I didn't see this option when I looked at the website a few days ago. Entry into event lot. None of the other tickets say that. It kind of sounds like parking lot access. That's he's the guy that I was referring to a while ago. That what do you mean by event lot access? Like parking lot? Like oh god, sold out. Oh man.
everything's sold out.
Mm, everything sold out, and it. So this is how some attendees claim the queue looked like, and because a lot of people had to show this photo because Tana keeps saying that 15,000 people attended. And I'm like, I've been in an events place that can fit in 20,000 people. So I have a vague idea how 15,000 people look like. This doesn't look like 15,000 people. Other YouTubers have mentioned that as well. This doesn't look like 15,000 people. There's a close up look here. Oh,
Oh God, she
what's there?
sounds like Trump. There was more people at the inauguration than what was posted. It was like, no, you photoshopped that motherfucker.
Yeah, if only Photoshop is included among the skills that the organizers of TanaCon had, that would have been, yeah, that would have been the case here. And some of the screenshots I have, okay, this is the screenshot from Good Times. This is the main stage. Registration opens at 9 a.m.
On a
And then welcome to
Friday?
TanaCon. It's, yeah, it's a Friday.
On a Friday. People are still working on a Friday. Yeah, usually if you're going to open something up at 9 a.m., that's on a weekend at
Yeah,
best.
because it really sounds rushed. So rushed that, yeah, what are the days available at the Anaheim Marriott Hotel? Here, June 23rd, June 22. June 22 is a Friday, and they must have been so desperate to get the really vacant slots for at Anaheim Marriott that, yeah, whatever. So be it if it ends on a Friday, or if it starts on a Friday. So be it if the kids are still at school. Maybe they're just skip school, or maybe the parents would skip work just to get here. Like, and it starts at 9 a.m. Like supposedly. And then the main reason I'm checking here because a lot of the people here I don't know here. 11 a.m. tea time with Zoe, Tana Q&A, and then 12 Lena the Pug and Adam. You don't know. And then 1 p.m. TanaCon wedding. Like, oh god. And then 2 p.m. the Gabby show. This is the one with Gabby Hanna. I already mentioned her on the previous episode of Untold Legends because she's one girl whose clout that Glam and Gore is trying to chase. And
Mm-hmm.
then Emma Chamberlain Q&A 2:30 p.m. And then there's the OG panel, Jen by Penn, Ricky Dillon, Ricky Thompson, Trevor Moran, Chloe Couture, 3 p.m. Not sure if you're familiar with any of these names.
Now, if you're going to say OG, you have to have names that are like very. You have to have names that are recognizable in old school. Um, None of
Yeah,
those names are OGs because they were not probably not even big like a few years before this even came up.
yeah. And and yeah, I agree with Madame Ghosty. Her teen audience would still be in school at that time. Yeah.
And I just want to say, can you go back to the previous panel? Okay, so look at this. You have tea time. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
at 11 a.m. You have tea time with Zotana. Well, is that two people? Is it Zoe and Tana, or is there somebody actually named Zotana? I don't know. I don't
Looks like a
know.
typo.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, okay, is there going to be enough tea to serve I don't know how many people? So obviously, we don't know how many people are going to be needing this tea, if they're even going to be showing up at this particular slot at 11 a.m. We don't know. And you need to know this type of stuff so when you get actual tea providers to come to your convention, that at
Mm-hmm.
least they have enough because you don't want to have too much tea left over if nobody comes, and then you don't want to run out of supply if there's too many people. Now the noon
Yeah,
thing,
because
Lena the Pug and a Q&A. Okay, well if you know them, then obviously you're going to go to that Q&A.
yeah, maybe
TanaCon
Vidcon.
wedding. Who's getting married at this wedding? Is it Tana Mongeau herself, or is it a particular wedding that TanaCon is either hosting or is moderating over. I don't know. I don't know who's getting married.
As yeah, because that's the thing. They did not put it here, but it was mentioned in one of the footages that classic chase on YouTube uploaded, that there was this couple that they asked Tana, "Hey, we'd like to get married on TanaCon," and it's a weird request, but yeah, it was granted because it looks like event filler for me, but they still did that wedding, and I can't hear the name of the minister or the licensed minister. She's claiming that she's licensed, and she's also claiming at the same time that she got famous on Pornhub. So
Wait, what?
yeah, uh, that's
Um,
what she said. I hope to get her name later on if I get to do a follow up video on this, because there was a wedding. There was a minister. It's a female. She's claiming to be licensed under the state of California because this is in Anaheim, and she is recognizable to the larger audience because she is uh, from Pornhub. Like, like, I can't take this seriously, but okay, if this is one that can be considered as a legal wedding, yeah, yeah, go ahead. It's like they just wanted their wedding to be memorable, and some people say, "Yeah, what kind of wedding is this?" Like, this is not what they exactly expected for, but whoever is that couple that decided to get married at this event, well, hopefully it's worth it.
no,
That's all I can say.
let's just be thankful it wasn't a live sex celebration. Um,
No, this is not Edge.
yeah, the Gabby show, because I'm thinking like, okay, you're gonna have the wedding and then you're just gonna go straight to a Q&A. So it's like, okay, what about the reception? Is there gonna be a party for this couple? Is there something going on? Is there gonna be something next door? We're
And
just going to go right to a Q&A after this wedding is over. Why not just do the Q&As all in a row and then do the wedding? Because you're just putting the wedding in between two Q&As. It's like, okay, get questions from Lena. Okay, wedding everybody. Yeah! And
yeah,
and then it's like, okay, guys, we're going to do a Q&A with Abby next. It's like it kind of takes the atmosphere away from the wedding itself. She throws the bouquet. She's done. It's like da 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 da. And it's like, okay, Q&A. Get all the rice out of the room and just set up for this Q&A now. The schedule
who
is
organ?
not is not the schedule is not set up right.
Yeah, it's not organized well. On the other hand, it may have given the audience an idea, yeah, how disorganized this event is. And I'm talking about the people who made it inside, because there's still a lot of people who are outside waiting to get in.
And then you
And
have and then you have another Q&A, and then you have the OG session, and then you have the whatever's happening at 4, the kickoff show.
kickoff show, like
What's the kickoff show? There's no details on
kickoff.
what this kickoff show is.
What are they kicking off to? Okay,
Maybe
and
that's
now
the
it's not,
reception party.
not counting on it, but yeah. Now finally, I found the photos here. The close-up look. This is the queue. So much space in between the cars, and then the close-up look is just to emphasize my point a while ago about this is not 15,000 people. And even if it's, Tana would say several times in her video later on that I would be showing you that 15,000 people came to her event. Like, nobody would believe that, because frankly the capacity of the event's place at the Anaheim Marriott is only 1,000, and
Yeah.
they were claiming that they sold 5,000 tickets. And then you have this live where Tana was uh, mentioning 15,000 people came to see her. Like, this is delusional at this point. So, and yeah, this is why there's so many people. Tana is claiming that TanaCon is free, and that the favorite creators would be there, so they would simply come in and do the meet and greet. Like, Like how many tickets are free? How many tickets are $1? I could not find data on how many tickets were for $1. I could only find data on the free tickets, and according to Lady of YouTube, she's a YouTuber. Also, one of the references I use in this research, there were free tickets and they were just 300. So you have limited the free tickets to 300 and then sold 5,000 tickets for an event's place that can only hold up to 1,000 people. You see the problem here?
Hmm. So just roll through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds like a mob mentality. It's like I'm just gonna push through this line.
Yeah. It makes you think, uh, oh,
Winky face. So it's like, oh,
yeah.
do you want to cause? I mean, you can take that any which way.
Yeah. Like, mm,
I have your favorite creators right here. Wink, wink.
mm, wink, wink. Now, here's the part where she claims that there were 5,000 tickets sold, and she's claiming that it has capacity of 5,000. And then here you go, the number again. It's showing up again. 15,000 people showed up outside and were rushing the gates, standing in lines, pretending to be VIP. Oh, come on. Which made everything more difficult for staff. What do you mean they're pretending to be VIP? There are people on queue. They have the orange badge. Oh, what an iron orange badge. They have the orange badge which says featured FN creator. And then you, having an event named after you would claim that some of these people were pretending to be VIP and they paid $65 for that. I'm aware that Tana Mongeau is uh, notorious for lying. It's just that to the point that she's calling some of these attendees to be pretending to be VIP. I mean, they will not be displaying their goodie bags and their badges if they were just pretending to be VIP. No,
Well,
and a lot of
what is it that we learned from Fire Festival, Jing? Lie, 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 always lie. Never reveal the truth when you're trying to scam people.
yeah,
That's how they get people. It's like if there's a problem, just lie about it or try to hide the facts.
yeah. It just so happened that in here, while we have a serial liar, it almost comes across as compulsive lying. On the other hand, it's Tana Mojo. So these are two of the attendees. Okay, Kaya Mackenzie, they had sunburn because they were in line, because some of them were in line as early as 8 a.m. And then, of course, by 9
Oh.
a.m., the sun is already hot. So, also, they made it sure to mention that do not bring any liquids. No liquids would be providing the water. Like, they're all under the sweltering hot sun and then no liquids. Like, nobody snuck in a water bottle or anything. It's like, that was what some of the organizers promised, that don't bring any liquids, we'll be providing them. So you then
And
understand why a lot of them got sunburned.
and that California sun is brutal because it's dry over in California. There's no humidity. It's dry as hell. And
Mm,
if you don't have sunscreen, I mean, you need sunscreen just by walking in the area. That's how hot it gets over in California. And just looking at how it affected, I mean, the sunburn on the shoulders and the chest, that is like one of the worst places you can get sunburned because when you try to sleep on that with that burn like that, if you don't have like caramine lotion or you don't have any type of protection when you're trying to sleep, it is painful and it sucks.
yeah, and there's a worse a photo there. uh,
Ooh,
God, this
ooh,
is bad.
no! Right all around her upper back, and that's
Yeah,
also a painful place to have it. because you're laying on your back when you're sleeping, and
Mm-hmm.
when you touch the mattress, ooh, especially with a burn like that,
That's half of her back, right on
yeah,
the shoulder blades, and it's the tan lines. I I would have called them tan lines, but they're more like sunburn lines. Like, and they're getting sunburned, they're getting dehydrated. People were begging for water, and it's only this is just on the queue, like, which is why it's good. You see all the people that are queued. You see how bad the sunburn got. Like, yeah, and then yeah, this is lady, and she held this badge. This is how the badge looks like. It says feature effing creator. Of course, she had a clip, and this is by Classic Chase. This is her badge. This is her goodie bag, and the goodie bag contained. I had to remind everyone that this is an event supposedly organized for kids. So the bag contained a bunch of vegan stickers, um, something for the phone, like a ring phone, like something you put at the back of your phone to keep it secure on your, well, between your fingers, and a condom.
what? I was gonna say, hopefully you didn't. I was thinking in my head, she's not gonna say sex toys, is she? She's not gonna say anything sex related. A condom is in there.
Hmm. Yeah,
Maybe that's what the fucking creator thing is for.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Which is why I'm surprising myself when you said, "Yeah, what does the goodie bag contain to be priced at $65?" And then there, I can say it now. It contains condom and a bunch of stuff that are overpriced. So
Is
it's like,
TanaCon is TanaCon secretly like a live sex event?
thankfully, it did not reach that level.
How is she not in
I
jail?
Yeah, because they're quite debating on what kind of accountability she has over here, because they were claiming that, well, at least under California law, that if you sign a contract and you're below 21 years old, it might not be valid. Might. There's this
You're
big might that was raised there because, uh, yeah, because at the event, not sure if it's 20, maybe it's June 22, that there was some footage that came out on YouTube saying that Tana celebrated her birthday there. Boy, what a way to celebrate your birthday. And she turned 20 years old. It's still below 21. So it is a problem. There's some, it turns out that California is one of those states where some contracts are not valid, and if you're below 21. And I'm not sure if there's some states that invalidate the contract if it's below 18 or whatever. It's like they missed out on some important fine print there. So signing a contract below 21 years old, yay. Ugh. Thank you very much, Butting Vlog, for coming over. Okay, so yeah, it has a condom. What does the kid do with that? I've had an event where I received I know this is embarrassing for me to admit, but at least I attended an event where we are all adults, and they were promoting sexual health, yeah, how to be safe. And the package that I received, it has 3 packs of lubricant and a couple of condoms. I would understand that kind of event because that's the theme. I mean, you have an event based on sexual health and then protecting yourself, like
And to be
that.
honest, you need to have more of those kinds of events because like people need to be educated on like, okay, what's safe during sex? What's healthy during sex? Like, how do you go about it properly? You know, it's not
Mhm.
something that you just do and everything's great. It's like, no, it's like a communication, it's understanding, it's education. at the same time. So I can
Mm-hmm.
understand if they're going to give you like, okay, here's a condom, use it because it's going to be proper to use it. Plus, you need to know how to use it. B,
Mm-hmm.
educate yourself on it. C,
Mm-hmm.
make sure that if you're with a partner at this event, make sure that you both understand what you're getting yourselves into because it's not just
Yes.
something that you see in an adult film and you think like, oh, this looks so easy. No, it doesn't.
No.
Those are trained professionals. It's not that's not how sex goes in real life. Everything
Yeah.
that you've seen in an adult film is like ruining your sense of reality. It's good to get
Mm.
educated on this.
Yes, definitely.
And
Like,
TanaCon doesn't seem like they're providing any sexual education at all. They're just giving teens a bunch of condoms and be like, "Hey, here, have some fun."
yeah, it's like, why the hell did you have to include that? It's like a bunch of unwanted stuff that included a condom. And yeah, I agree with Madame Ghosty's sentiment here. It's just going to encourage these teens to get it on. Jesus, epic Christ. Yeah, it's just wrong.
Oh, do you know what some people did with those condoms? They inflated them like a beach ball, and then they just started blowing the beach ball around in the crowd when they were in line.
Wow. That puts up the point that they really don't know. They're still kids after all. Let them enjoy their childhood. Oh, finally, we got into our first clip here. This is
Oh,
an excerpt from Classic Cheese.
Like the back of the hotel because that's where everything is. This lady was like, "These girls, is it okay if these girls cut you? They came all the way from Los Angeles." And then she was like, "I came from Brazil." I was like, "I came from Seattle." She's like, "I came from Texas." And she's like, "Do you want a cookie?" And she gave us cookies. So I was like, "Okay, cool, sounds fine." Like when I hear 8:30, and we started like right over. Where's my finger? Like we started like right there. Now
This is the parking lot from the point of view of Classic Chase.
wild, freaking wild.
TanaCon or
it looks so unorganized.
Yeah. And they ran to a convoy thinking it was Shane Dawson. And they were disappointed that that convoy turned out to be
So
Tana.
people are real life like running to the back because like Shane's there, I guess. I can't see him, but some people are saying that they saw Shane. Ah! So it's 11:30. Still in line. I've been here since 8:30.
Oh.
2 hours. I took my shoes off. I gave up. Just gonna wait.
She wore heels. Oh no.
Yeah. That's a problem.
Oh, that's gonna damage your feet.
Mm.
Okay, now we're inside.
Some of them made it inside barefoot because it hurt.
Jeez, what a mess! It looks so narrow. The hallway. Yeah, this is like something where you need like a big arena to do this type of event. And there are no seats. They have all these people standing for a Q&A.
Some of them are sitting on the floor.
Okay.
Oh, they couldn't even provide chairs. The hotel couldn't even provide chairs. What the heck?
Okay, so currently sitting on the floor at TanaCon.
See, she's
Hey,
sitting on the
You guys saw
floor.
my outfit,
Sitting on
so
the
you know
floor.
that I'm wearing heels. A bitch is tired as fuck. I literally took them off for like 2 hours in line. I was in line for a total of 4 hours. I got there at 8:30. Registration was supposed to start at 9, so I'll just be talking about that later. But it was a mission getting in here. I only got to see like the last maybe 5 minutes of Tana's panel with Lena and Adam, so that kind of sucks. Like I wish I got to see more, but like at least I got to see Tana a little bit. My friend Sky, she's cool. We've been in line together for 4 hours, so we've really bonded.
Oh, so they made friends while they were online.
This lady was like, "These girls, is it okay if these girls cut you? They came all the way from Los
Okay,
Angeles."
we can. So, footage from Classic Chase includes some copyrighted music. I'm not putting them here. Yeah, because, that part about the wedding, they were playing Bruno Mars, Marry You.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
then
what I
also
like.
includes footage from wedding officiated by a licensed minister, also happened to be an actress. Like, okay.
Okay, I
Which
mean,
is why they got included.
I'm not knocking that. I mean, if you have an actress that's also a licensed minister, that's fucking cool. But I mean, I know that there's people that are just like, it's like, oh my god, she's from Pornhub. It's like, who cares? It's like, if she's a licensed minister, she has a right to administer the wedding.
Mm-mm. I mean, if a wedding can be legal under her watch, then yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not like she's conducting this big scene. It's like, okay, they're getting married, then they're going to do a scene right in the middle of the floor to have all these teenagers see it. It's not like that's happening. I mean, listen,
Mm-mm.
some of these adult stars are actual people, and after they do a scene, they're tired, they want to eat, and they don't have a lot of chance to like interact with the rest of the world because they're always working. And it's like, okay, I got to do something in the morning, and then I got to do something in the afternoon. It's like these people are tired, and a lot of times they be like, "Oh God, I wish I didn't get into this line of work because it's so demanding."
Yeah,
So if
it's.
you want to be a licensed minister, I can understand why.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they are aware that their career is not forever, but at least before their expiry date reaches, or at least before they totally get themselves reduced to a discounted rate, they should have found a different career by now. Okay,
You know,
another
Ghosty.
clip. Okay, here's the thing about a little context about this. There's Here she is having this talk with her friend, her fellow YouTuber, and then she doesn't care about the people outside. Then let me just let me just play the clip.
They're both so different. And I'm like,
Oh my God. Okay, that's insane. Wow. Praise God. Praise God. Praise God.
Tana, what do you think? What's your opinion? Who do you ship more?
Okay, so here Tana heard the chants saying refund, 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 and like,
Oh,
oh my
that's what
god!
was happening.
And then she just tried to drown out the chant by saying praise God, praise God. Ooh, oh God!
I couldn't even hear the
Wow,
chants
that's
in the
a
back.
fun ass question.
I like that one because I'm not accountable for anything in that case.
Dude, okay, wow. So what would the ship names be like? Grandma? Is that wrong? Or is that what people have been saying? I feel like you know what people have been saying. Is that right? She's like, yeah. Eve, sorry.
So which one? I don't hear this.
It's not as good of a ship name, but I think that I ship.
So she's more preoccupied with having a ship name for Tana and Emma. Emma Chamberlain, kind of
It
familiar with her. And there are people outside that this is from the point of view of Classic Chase because she's one of those YouTubers that made it inside and at least got some footage. It's like everyone has a cell phone or a smartphone to use for recording. It's like,
You know? So, I
I
don't
mean, it
know.
sounds like they're doing a live podcast instead of a Q&A.
mm-mm.
Oh, I like.
Okay, let's repeat that clip again. Oh God, it's
Oh, I like can't shoot. That's the real team. Because they're both so different. And I'm like,
there. You hear the refund chant?
I hear the refund now. And they're like, "Yeah."
Wow. Praise God. Praise God. Praise God.
Tana, what do you think?
God has nothing to do with this convention.
Yeah, because it really pissed me off. It's like you have people outside with legit concerns. They are burnt, they're dehydrated, and then they end up with an event like this. Like, yeah, they would be in the right to demand a refund. Like, this is what I paid for? Really? And I agree with your assessment about, yeah, it's like they're just doing a live podcast recording.
Yeah. Doesn't even seem like they're taking questions. They're just having a whole bunch of people standing there listening to these two talking about ships. Like, if I'm paying like $65, I'm not paying $65 to go watch you talk about ships. I want questions answered. I want good food and I want good water. And I want at least a chair to sit in. And please
Yeah.
don't make me wear heels because I'm
Yeah.
going to have my feet hurt.
And speaking of questions, yeah, Madame Ghosty has some questions. So, but did they get her only because she's from P Hub? That would be a little problematic. Um, it's also one of the signs that this seemed rushed. It's like, yeah, put a an adult actress in there, then people will come. Like, you're
Well,
still you're still catering to the wrong demographic. If that's the case,
yeah, and
frankly.
it's not like these adult stars are famous unless they have their own Twitch accounts, which some of them do. If they had Twitch back then and they were doing like streams when they were not performing, then yeah, it would make sense. But
Mhm.
I mean, they're doing that nowadays. They weren't doing this in 2017.
Yeah. And here, another question by Madame Ghosty. How many people are still outside during the show? I mean, the capacity of the events place is 1,000. I'm not sure. I can't find any of the numbers on how many people they fitted in there because some of, well, most of them are already sitting on the floor. It's so packed, and this is before the pandemic, and they're already concerned about getting an event a little too crowded, and it got crowded because they simply wanted to make it. Yeah, we organized this event. We got some crowd taken away from Vidcon. Like, yeah, at the cost of your audience safety. And uh, and by the way, at the end of this clip, that's when um, one of Tana's friends, I would rather say, one of Tana's friends came out and had to share the unfortunate announcement. This is oh, by the way, before that clip, I would share this clip from Lady. So this happened around the same time that Tana was having this talk with Emma Chamberlain. They already so this is so this, we have footage from the inside from Classic Chase, and then we have footage from the door by the door, which is from Lady. So this is where okay.
You only have two security guards.
See, even the security doesn't know. It's like the security were telling them, "Hey, you gotta leave," and then of course the attendees were like, "Why? I don't know." And that's what the security said. Even the security doesn't even know why these people were told to go out. Like, get out, get out, get out.
Probably because they just wanted to get as many people out as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
Remember, this isn't a
They said
hotel.
everyone has to make their way out
Mm.
the pit. Oh wait, are we all like getting out of the building? Are we all getting out of the building? Like out of the whole hotel? What are we doing? This is bull. This is bullshit. They're making us get out of the building right now.
Yeah, because they overbooked, and now people are getting kicked out.
Yeah, that's. I hate that solution whenever things get overbooked and then you have to tell all these people to get out. You don't even know who paid, who's the VIP, who's the featured FM creator. It's like, are you even checking the badges? It doesn't seem like they're checking your badges. It's like, yeah, get out, get out. Like, why are we getting out? I don't know, just get out. Like, and then you see all of these people. So
Yeah, especially considering that it's like it just feels like, oh, it's first come first serve, and they just want to get as many people out as possible.
oh yeah, here I can't recognize who is this guy here. Which among of Tana's friends is this? And they were like saying that, yeah, sorry guys, he had to announce it. So here,
We're really having an issue right now because it's coming from the fire So if you guys can
you can hear the booze.
Yes.
exit, I'd like you to. We will figure this out and follow. Thank you.
I'm fucking confused now because they said we have to leave because there's like a capacity issue,
Yeah.
and they said they might add a Sunday or get a bigger venue. So like, I was supposed to meet Sarah today.
They were thinking of taking a bigger venue in the middle of kicking
Of
out
the
these
event.
people. Wow, that's
Now
how
they
bad.
realized.
Yeah, they
Listen,
only had
if
to realize that. Yeah, go ahead.
if you thought that you were going to have 50,000 people, you would need a football stadium just to get everybody inside of that thing. If you had 10,000 people, you would need a basketball or a hockey arena just to get people in there. You booked an hotel that only can fit 1,000 people, and now you're having people getting kicked out in the middle of a convention. It's like, oh, hey, come back Sunday, we'll have a bigger venue. And they're doing this all on the fly.
All on the fly.
It's almost like Fire Festival when they said, okay, if you don't
I'm
have
looking
tent,
deeper.
if they don't
Is
have
there
enough
still
villas, just
TanaCon the
get
rest
a
of the day?
tent.
What is going
Yeah.
on? Couldn't tell you. Like, for real, making us leave. Not like I
Yeah, the
waited
cops had to
4
come in
hours
at this point.
outside in heels in the elements, and then finally got to the front, and then I'm getting kicked out after I flew out from Seattle. It's fine. It's fine. I'm
She
fine.
flew out from
I guess.
Seattle.
So
Yeah, she flew out from Seattle only to suffer.
it's going down.
All meet and greets are canceled for today.
So got cute as fuck to take a picture.
That's one of the security guys out there. At least he's one of the few polite
So so
guards.
they so they basically just shut down the whole thing after they found out there were too many people trying to get into this hotel.
Yeah, it's like Tana was claiming that she got in touch with the police. Like, there's some footage of her saying that she got in touch with the police. Like, girl, you organized this thing. Now you have nerve to call the cops for an event that you caused.
Sarah for no reason. I guess we're getting a free ticket to do it on another day, but I'm only here till Monday, so hopefully it's before that. Otherwise, shit's gonna be a mess. But everything's good. People are really out here yelling refund, refund. I just got some ice cream.
Yeah. Well, you do what you can to survive.
No one knows what the fuck is going on. Like, is the rest of the day canceled? Is just the meet and greet canceled? Is there going to be another day? Literally, no one knows what's going on. And they said if we wanted to leave or if we left, we'd have to go.
Oh no! It took a while for me to realize what she just said. Like that girl behind was so angry. She was like, "I'm gonna kill someone." She's
Mm.
upset. Like, yeah, everyone is upset. Like, oh no! For all those people had to travel a long way, and geez, like, oh god. Oh, god.
Well, now these people are walking out with goodie bags and condoms.
Yeah. Okay, it's not clear if she's from the hotel, if she's from the events organizer, or if she's from any of those people in authority that should be in charge. She's the one that came out to say that TanaCon will continue. Well, ooh, that didn't age well.
Y'all heard that, right?
They're not listening.
Come on, she doesn't even have a megaphone. She doesn't have a microphone. How do you expect these people to listen? This is the part about herding cats is coming in. Like, you have all of these people. I know it sounds repetitive, but I'd say it again. Burnt, dehydrated. I don't have to use the footage about the girl who was taken out on a stretcher because until now, I can't find her identity. I don't know who she is. I don't know um, if she's with someone, or I'm not even sure if she's one of those creators, supposed creators that are featured there. We just know that someone got taken out by stretcher, which does not help the image at all. Like, oh god. And then here, other more footage of the chaos.
The new venue that's bigger for tonight.
So, this is the part where,
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video isn't one that I planned.
oops, I think my footage didn't get saved that well, but anyway, let's see. Because this is the clip that I got from the YouTube channel here for the tea, and I tried to splice it. Looks like it did not get spliced well, but anyway.
On making. In fact, I was in the middle of working on a video for an upcoming series on my channel.
You see, even your dogs are saying refund, refund.
Yeah, that's how intuitive my dogs are. It's nice. So here,
This venue held 5,000 people, and so we put tickets up online.
she's still insisting that she packed all 5,000 people in that venue.
You can't do that. It's like saying I put 1 million people inside of the baseball stadium in Anaheim. It's like, no, you can't physically do that. It's impossible. That's like saying 2 + 2 = 5. No, it doesn't. It's like, yes, it does.
So this is
The majority of which given to people were free ones, and then obviously we had a VIP ticket for sale, which like 1,000 people bought or whatever's going on.
only 300 passes are free. The rest are paid for, and you don't even know who are those. Because according to Lady, those who have free passes have the yellow badge, and she's not seeing any of those yellow badges at all, which puts into doubt if there really are any free badges at all.
On. And we had all 5,000 people, close to at least, inside of TanaCon today. But halfway through, 15,000 people. Please imagine like the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, imagine 15,000 people. The biggest show I've ever done was 4,000 people in Australia, and it was a festival. You know what I mean? Or 5,000 people or whatever. And I've never seen 15,000 people in my entire life. They originally told me Vidcon was expecting 30,000 people, and then they obviously
I know she's notorious for exaggerating her stories, but 30,000 people? No one will believe you. That you're expecting as many as 30,000 people because you just mentioned in your tweet that you sold 5,000 tickets, and then you claimed that 15,000 people came over, and now that you're expecting 30,000 people, girl, can't you even keep your story straight?
It's hard to get that many people in a football stadium. So so she's basically saying that she's got enough celebrity power to get an entire football game to stage something like that.
Yeah.
Not happening.
they didn't sell out or whatever, so it only ended up being around 20,000 people. And then to find out that 15,000 of those 20,000 people, or I don't know, people in Anaheim, whatever, came to the outside of my event. And this parking lot's big, but it's not 15,000 people big. There's nothing, even in Anaheim, that can hold that much people. I mean, I guess other than where Vidcon is being held.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, does she not know that the Anaheim Angels baseball team is there? Does she not know that that's a baseball stadium that fits about 20,000 people in there?
Yeah, she's... Maybe
Look,
it's not available for dates.
Look, I can go on ESPN right now and I can tell you the capacity of the baseball stadium in Anaheim.
I almost made this a section as take a swig every time she says 15,000 people. And I realized that I am not supposed to do that here on YouTube since maybe I just take a swig of something else. Maybe. So,
Yeah, you don't want to
my event there
encourage.
and started. Can you call? Well, hold on. Keep getting phone calls. Sorry.
okay, so yeah, I think this is the part where people are saying, yeah, yeah, you're trying to give a statement of what happened. You're trying to share what happened, what your accountability is, and everything that happened. And your live stream on IG was so glitchy that if s- if there were other people on YouTube that managed to compile the live stream that occurred, then yeah, maybe we don't have this compilation at all. Like,
Okay, you know how
Rushing
many people you
the
could
event.
fit inside Angel Stadium in Anaheim?
yeah, how many?
45,389 people.
Wow, that's really impressive. And then, oh, that's ooh,
She would have to get something the size of Angel Stadium in Anaheim in order to get that many people to go see TanaCon. But then again,
yeah.
TanaCon would have to actually be on the baseball field, out in
Mm-hmm.
the blazing heat, and people would still be
Mm-hmm.
complaining about sunburns and heat exhaustion. That's the only way
Mm-hmm.
this convention would ever happen.
Mm-hmm.
If there were 15,000 or 50,000.
Thank you, Madame Ghosty, for taking a sip of water every time she says 50,000 people. Oh, God.
Center, rushing the venue, which is crazy. Like, I never expected in a million years that 15,000 people would want to show up to my event. And of course, we had free tickets at the door this morning, but then the whatever amount that was sold. And now these 15,000 people are in line with all the VIPs, pushing them, rioting, fucking saying that they have tickets. And that was the biggest problem, people making fake tickets, showing up, whatever. And so that made it difficult for any other VIPs outside that were actual VIPs to get inside. And obviously we're doing our best though to make sure that every single person being let inside was going through a double, triple security pass so that all of our creators felt safe. You know what I mean? And so that makes the line take longer. But then when there are 15,000 people rushing, it's crazy. When I got told that and saw videos, I just started bawling like I never would have thought in a million years that would happen. And so obviously when that happens, what are you going to do? Let a riot happen and let, no. So we get fire marshals, we get security, we get every single person that we can to come and get those 15,000 people, away, because that's not even like a safety hazard or unsafe. That's crazy. That is recipe for something crazy to happen. I don't want that to happen because I love you guys. So a few hours we decided to cut it where it was, and everyone still did their stuff pretty much. I did pretty much everything that I was supposed to do.
I love you guys. I love you guys. Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
Today, and I just want to let you guys know as well, like, people always make room to speculate and say a bunch of stuff, but I want you to know that today TanaCon was everything inside that I said it was going to be. I told you I wanted inclusivity, and to have met so many of you guys today telling me that you feel welcome here and you're happy to be here, and to have all of the creators fucking coming up to me telling me that they're so happy that the fans are so nice and security so nice to them and they feel so safe and so well taken care of, and that they're so happy to be here and that they've never been treated like this at an event, etc., is everything I wanted for the way that me and so many other creators were treated at other conventions. But the bottom line is guys, I realize that I have a lot of followers, but I'm always going to feel like the girl in my room with 100 fucking subscribers. So for 15,000 people to show up outside, and
There we go.
I credit that to my amazing line. I'm not even like me, but I'm just saying, to host that event and to be TanaCon, the Tana of TanaCon, and people be freaking out about that. It's like, what do? You freak out. You go into, go mode. Everyone needs to be safe, because the last thing I want is for someone to be hurt. I just never fucking thought 15,000 people would show up, and that's the bottom line. So
There we go.
a part of me is sitting here like, oh my God, I'm so grateful. I never thought this would happen. I want to cry. I'm like, the fact that many people fuck with me enough to come. I've never felt that in my life. I've had crazy moments, but
The way that many people fucked me? What? That's not probably the best way not to phrase that.
Oh, God. Poor choice of words.
nothing like that, And then the other half of me is like, okay, this is awesome, but these 15,000 people are inciting riots and,
Here we go.
faking VIP tickets.
That's
and
what the condom
all that
is
kind
for.
of stuff.
They're not faking VIP tickets. These other people that I've used as references, they will not be posting their badges if Tana herself is not saying that these people are faking their VIP badges. The VIP, they have they have proof. They have paid for it. See, even the dogs are reacting again. God damn it.
What do I do to fix that? And so, in my opinion, I felt like it was better to right now make everything safe and either today go to another venue that holds a lot of other people and do a free show with.
There you go. There's the comment that we're looking for. The one by James Charles. Admit it's an effing mess and move on.
Oh god, even James Charles is like, dude.
Girl, sister, it's a mess. I know that's her. That's his rather. That's his way of addressing his fans. Hi, sisters. Like, oh God. Even James Charles is. I know this didn't age well, knowing that James Charles tried to organize an event before and ended up getting overpriced. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I just had to pause that because some people were claiming that this is Photoshop. Other people can prove that yeah, James Charles came over to Tana's IG live just to tell her, yeah, it's an effing mess and move on. Stop justifying all of this shit. Like, let's move on with this. Because
Every single
eventually
person on my
the
line
other
card and stuff.
reactions would
And
be
then
based
tomorrow
on what
resumes
he
normally.
said.
But what we're thinking for tomorrow is either a bigger venue down the street or a bigger venue down the street with an entire show festival lineup, and then keep this venue here and have that for panels and all that kind of stuff. Because I don't want any creator to feel unsafe. And I've told every creator going tomorrow, if you feel like that's too many people and you have anxiety and you're stressed out, like I don't want to put you in that kind of position.
See, there's some support.
Yeah, I see my sister. I see the James Charles comments coming in.
Yeah, I mean, disclaimer here, I'm not exactly a fan of James Charles, but sometimes when even the notorious content creators on YouTube end up becoming right about you, yeah, it's like it reminds you of uh, that part in my research that yeah, no matter how notorious a person could ever get, it's like if you know, no matter how notorious a person could ever get, if they have something to say and they turn out to be right, you only have yourself to blame for everything wrong that occurred. Like, oh God.
Not fault. I mean, there's nothing you can do about 50. Like, I had no idea. No one had any idea, and we're handling it the best way that we can. But anyways,
Hey, sister.
so yeah, if the creators are stressed or whatever, I don't want to put them in any position where they feel like it's work and they have to do something. I only want to have creators there, I guess, that are okay with it, and I want to make sure everything's safe. So we just talked to the head of the Anaheim police force, which is insane, and are just quintupling.
There were 15,000 cops in that
tomorrow.
police force.
And we're gonna have to probably cap people coming outside, and probably have like an area for people who are only ticketed and people who aren't ticketed yet, to make sure that everyone who got a ticket gets in and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's very quick to have a lot of drama, and I want you guys to know today was incredible. Like, the wedding was so incredible. Doing everything I got to do with Emma was so incredible. Lena and Adam doing that kind of stuff was so incredible. Having all traditional creators here from Vidcon, like Gabby and that kind of stuff here today was incredible. The Vlog Squad, they're fucking awesome. They have been so great as well. Like, it's awesome. And I don't know, ever think this was possible. And I just want to let you guys know that I am so grateful, and all of your creators are so happy. Today I had so many creators show up from Vidcon and tell me that Vidcon was if they saw any creator with a TanaCon wristband, they were cutting off their VidCon wristband and banning them. So many of your favorite creators today were banned. My leg is bleeding now.
Yeah, the agenda to really steal the audience away from VidCon and in effect destroy VidCon was evident there. Like, I mean, TanaCon was already getting into a lot of hot water, and here she is, Tana Mongeau, still talking crap about VidCon.
Well, I mean, eventually VidCon would finally give her they would finally give her featured creator status. They even admitted so. It's like we made a terrible mistake not giving her that status originally on her first time around. Because that was like the whole problem. It's like, oh, I'm not a featured creator at VidCon? Well, then screw you. I'm going to make my own convention. And then the next year after that, they finally gave her that status. And the convention was like, yeah, we messed up on this one.
Mm-hmm. Which is why not many people are talking about TanaCon anymore, and I can't even find a resolution to this, the truth be told. And
Well,
that's
I'm
why I mentioned about the contract, because she can always claim that she's below the legal age of signing a contract, which makes it, which gets you thinking, yeah, is this a valid contract to begin with? So,
I
yeah,
mean, think about this. She won Creator of the Year at the Streamy Awards in 2019, so she's still popular.
for creating what?
Well, just for being a creator.
I never understood the logic behind those awards, frankly.
Well, it's a
Which,
popularity contest. If it's anything like the Oscars or the Golden Globes, you're gonna get that.
no wonder I never watched him. Anyway,
That's awesome. We're showing up to VidCon and getting banned and coming back and being like, we love you and we fuck with your movement so much that we got banned from VidCon. We don't think that's fair. And that's fucking crazy. And yeah. So everything is cool. If anybody wants to ask me any questions right now, I want to answer any question. But I just want to, I know I keep saying it and I hate
you're
doing
not
that, but it's
answering
just
any
like,
questions. They're
what
right
do you do when
underneath you.
15,000 people show up outside? Like, they told me, we think it's going to be 5 to 10,000. VidCon has 18,000 to 20,000. Who would have, like, what? So does that mean there's 3,000 people left at VidCon? I don't even understand. Like, so we're either going to release an address to a new, bigger venue and continue programming normally. I just want to let you guys know right now, from what I'm hearing, is every person who's ticketed should be able to get everything that their ticket includes, but safely. That's what we're doing right now, is making sure everyone's safe. I don't want anything bad to happen to people who love me. I don't want you guys to feel like fucking animals, like in a mob outside of 15,000 people. I want to make it good.
Here we go.
Again, like, to have that crazy support from your favorite creators and to go outside and people be like, we understand. Like, I'm not Vidcon. I'm not a multi-million-dollar corporation, and it is my first convention.
Crap.
Yeah.
You cannot always use that reasoning. I've been to events where it's not a multinational corporation that was organizing it. Maybe it was sponsored by multinational corporations, but yeah, they still got to survive and get the event going through.
And
I
you know what?
Yes.
I was gonna say, and you know what? If you really wanted to get this convention going, you should have planned this thing like a year and a half in advance. As most event producers would tell you, you need about 1.5 to 2 years to prepare just one major convention. And then while you're planning for next year, you're planning for 2 years down the road. So there's a lot to put into it. But everything was just so fast that if you rush everything, you're not going to get the results you want.
Yeah, because she's so angry that, yeah, any decision that you made in the fits of anger, yeah, expect disaster to follow through. Expect disaster to follow through because you're making decisions based on anger. Expect a lot of things to get rushed along the way. Yeah, I know I can speak based on experience. I don't organize anything whatsoever when I'm at the height of my temper. I have a relatively notorious temper. Some friends on YouTube already know that here, which is why I don't always live up to being a moderator. But any decision I make is like I would sleep it off for the meantime. Then the next day, am I still angry? Do I still want to do this? Yeah. Then that's when I see if it's feasible. There you go.
Last year, Jacob Sartorius mobs and my mobs broke giant glass fucking doors at VidCon. They didn't expect that, and crazy, like Logan Paul, what happened with him? They didn't expect that. Like, so many things happen. And, I'm one girl, one creator who made a mission to have a fucking free event where fans are connected with their favorite creators and where their favorite creators feel at home and welcome, whether they're small or whether they're big. And today we executed that for the first time as best as possible, but we didn't know 15,000 people were going to show up outside. So now it's just kind of like, find a venue that houses as many people as we can, as safe as we can, because I care about you guys. And again, every person who spent money on a ticket, we are doing everything.
Oh my god, that
sure
emoji.
that value,
That emoji was by Here
all
for
of
the
the creators that
Tea.
you want to meet on the lineup and all that kind of stuff. And
She fell asleep. Here for the Tea fell asleep. Who will not fall asleep with this kind of explanation? Like, you're not addressing questions, you're not addressing the concerns, you're not even. People are just waiting for you to say sorry and put refunds in order. You did not say anything about that. You just say about this. You notice how majority of this live was about how she won up Vidcon, how she, yeah, there are a lot of people. Sometimes it comes across as, yeah, I got to steal away Vidcon's audience. Yeah, I'm better than Vidcon. Yeah, there are a lot of things that happen that because there's so many people and then 15,000, 50,000, 50,000, and then next thing I realized, Madame Ghosty was saying that I'm going to get water poisoning. So stay safe there, Madame Ghosty. God damn it.
that were to not happen, I would be so fine personally out of pocket refunding every VIP and their flights and their hotels or whatever. But I don't think that it's at that situation. I think that Twitter drama is making it that way. That everything is going to be fixed and better because now we're looking at places that house all of the people who want to be able to go for free. So yes, there are several venues that are ready. It's just like everyone is saying like, don't apologize. It's not in your control. And you're right. There's nothing I can do when 15.
See, she's surrounded with enablers.
I mean, it was totally within your control. It's the same thing that people were trying to tell, people were trying to say to the Fyre Festival creators. Like, no, it was completely in your control. You just didn't bother to do anything about it.
Like, if she's surrounded, well, she has an ego, and then she's surrounded with people that tell her, yeah, this is no longer in your control, don't have apologize. So she never apologized.
15,000 people show up, but I want to be prepared for everything. So I'm sorry that there's even like a bump in the road, and I'm letting you know what's happening. And again, it's Vidcon is a multi-million-dollar corporation who has done this 10 years in a row, and I am a girl who didn't think she was having a convention a month ago and never in a million years thought I would even sell.
Oh, now you're claiming that you're just a girl. Really?
'Cause I'm just a girl.
No doubt.
1,000 tickets, let alone have 15,000 people show up and that many ticketed people. But I'm not saying that in the sense of an excuse for the 5,000 people who bought tickets. If you bought a ticket, you should get what the fucking ticket encompasses. I already want to send like every person who bought a ticket their ticket's worth in merch and more and all that kind of stuff. Like I know that I can make this absolutely great. Like we were, and I just want to clarify, everyone who paid was being let in first. That just got halted when a mob of 15,000 people are showing up.
Oh, here we go.
No. 15,000 people, yeah, and then you have these other creators claiming on YouTube as well that, yeah, they were handed out these badges, they were handed out these wristbands, and nobody's checking in on whether they're VIP, nobody's verifying what kind of ticket they paid for, nobody's verifying or even trying to check their bags for uh, any bladed weapons, yeah, for lack of a better term, for any of those dangerous things, for any liquids. They did not even check for those liquids, meaning that they could have had the opportunity to sneak in the liquids and avoid dehydration along the way. And then she's basically, Tan is basically talking out of her ass at this point. Because it's like for everything that she said, there are 2 or 3 people that would debunk it.
With fake tickets and pretending like they paid, or B, just straight up hopping the barriers and getting in front of all these people trying to rush inside. Like that when that happens, the line of people to get in has to be stopped to make sure that everyone is safe and creators are safe and no one's getting inside with weapons and all that kind of stuff. And that's what had to happen. It takes a crazy amount of like police and all that kind of stuff to stop 15,000 people from getting into something that's free, And so now what's crazy to me too is, again, like I said, I'm the face of my own event.
Yeah, that's the point. You're the face of your own event, and this happened. So yeah, I had to take a screenshot of this, of James Charles, and make it a point to highlight it, or at least just to make sure that you can see the check mark, you can see the profile. But yeah, it's him telling Tana to admit that it's a mess and move on. And he got in trouble for this, and he's one of those creators that can easily get in trouble simply because, well, yeah, he was notorious, and then you have that one notorious moment, and the other more notorious creators telling you to admit it and move on. Then here, I had to take some screenshots of other people that were attacking James Charles for what he said in the stream. Okay, I'm sorry, I know TanaCon ended up a mess, but she's trying to fix it. This isn't what she wanted. So tell me why, as much as I love him, her friend is shading her online when he could privately text her and offer advice. Sorry, but that's effed and immature. That's all I'm saying. And then, of course, James had to reply. You stands are so delusional, it's crazy. I was part of the original meeting for planning TanaCon where she asked me to run it with her and be a part of it. I said yes, but she ran without me. I told her not to do half of the exact thing she did yesterday, and she didn't listen as usual. And there are other screens or the other tweets that James Charles got screenshot for. Yeah, this clip here, I got this from Twitter. Like, not sure if this is a fan or a fan of Tana that compiled these tweets. Like, yeah, there were a series of tweets that were handed out there. He was the one that keeps on calling out Tana to address these issues, to address uh, these problems that these people are having, because you know what, if you're an events organizer and you want to make it up to your audience, the best way to win them back is by addressing their problems directly, something that I don't think Tana ever did. Like, this is really horrible. Like, and yeah, of course he's saying a lot, but at the same time, in a tweet, he mentioned that there are so many things I want to say right now, but I'm biting my tongue. Everyone at a convention right now, please put your own safety and well being at first priority. It's not worth risking for any featured creator.
But you remember, she did not get at VidCon. She did not get that
Mhm.
status, which is what this is all about.
Yeah, and how did Tana retaliate? Yeah, I'm using that word retaliate. There was this screenshot of a tweet when TanaCon's schedule first came out, it said Sisha reunion at 1 p.m. on a Saturday. Now it has changed to Tana's surprise. Y'all, the surprise has to be James Charles. What else would be Shisha reunion? Why would it be changed? So I had to take a closer look at these screenshots for comparison purposes that this Alexandra LSP had made. Okay, this is how the screenshots look like. And okay, here for June 23rd, because this was when they haven't thought about canceling TanaCon overall yet. They just decided that day two of TanaCon would push through. So here, again, registration opens 9 a.m. Then welcome to TanaCon day two, 10 a.m. And then these other people that I don't know. And then story time with Tana. And then I love Tana panel with Elijah, Daniel, Gabby, Hannah, Clarice, Clemens, 11:30, and then the 1 p.m. Tana surprise. This was the updated schedule. On the original schedule, had this everything, almost everything was the same, except for 1 p.m., which says here Shisha reunion. So
What
after
happened?
this person, yeah, after this person tried to advise you on what you should do with everything that happened here, you strike James Charles off your event. Wow, what a friend. So if every friend that tries to call you out on all your mistakes, uh, you then cancel them out of your event, yeah, soon enough, not many people would want to be associated with your event if ever it happens again. If that's a big if. And then,
Oh, she has no need now because she finally got that status at VidCon
yeah,
the next year.
and
That's what this all is about. She was only going to keep doing the conventions until VidCon finally gave her that status.
oh yes, yeah, because and then here, Madame Ghosty, I just want to know how much of the schedule was thrown out after the first few events. So far, based on these screenshots, only the Shisha reunion was removed, and everyone knew why it was removed because Tana does not appreciate being told what to do, even if what she's doing is wrong, which is very mature of her. Then here from
Oh,
another YouTuber, they had to transcribe what was announced because some of the megaphones used. This is so there was announcement inside, then there's announcement outside. This is from the footage taken from outside because not everyone made it inside, right? So here, and they also announced it at the parking lot. We'd like to inform you of what's going on. Today has been canceled completely. That means June 22. Uh, and then, of course, whoever's there, I apologize. There'll be no one entering the building unless you have a hotel card.
oh, so you had to actually be sleeping at the hotel in order to stay inside.
Mm. Oh, that's how disorganized is. So at least we got this covered here. Footage from the events place, footage from the hall that looks so narrow, and footage from the parking lot here. So, yeah, somebody tried to summarize TanaCon here, and this is similar to the wedding, or this is for the Jana wedding. This is more of an aftermath. One of the aftermaths that
It was 4 hours late, the wedding. Oh, no.
people standing around. Ceremony was 10 minutes. Crappy row. Small fight broke
Shitty.
out. This is for the
A fight
yeah
broke out during the wedding?
yeah the wedding. This is for the Jana wedding. It's one of those. Yeah, because I don't know what's her preoccupation with these weddings. Like, why bother have a wedding? You don't even know how to keep a vow. Like, oh god. Yeah, the whole stream was glitchy, which can also be said about the stream that Tana made on IG, and then audio kept going out. Everything was terrible. So, yeah, just replace Jana wedding with TanaCon. It's basically the same. Basically, the same thing happened. So, of course, that's one of the aftermaths that occurred there. And Jana wedding may not be the worst aftermath that oh, some people may disagree with me, but the worst aftermath that happened here, I'm not saying this either because because VidCon, yeah, she said yes, Tana Mongeau is headed to VidCon US as a featured creator. This tweet is dated May 22, 2019. So yeah, maybe she got her point across that she has the clout. She can bring in the crowds. Just leave the organizing to someone else because she can't
Yeah.
be relied on that. Yeah. Oh god. And then uh oh, the Rose of Tanamojo. Yeah, the Rose of Tanamojo should have pushed through, but it's so easy to roast Tanamojo on social media instead of doing it on TanaCon, truth be told. So, yeah, this is the other aftermath I'm saying was this. This is, I'm not sure if you've heard about this, the Conspiracy Palette, a collaboration
Oh,
by
no.
Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star.
Here we
And I
go.
had And this one, she had the conspiracy palette, but she had to sell it because she ends up not using it anyway. And to give you a clearer picture of that, here, one of the shades is labeled TanaCon. And I just realized that, I mean, look at the labels of the shades here. There's Ranch, there's My Pills, there's TanaCon, there's Diet Root Beer, there's Just a Theory, there's Spiraling, there's Flaming Hot, then there's Cheese Dust, then there's Trisha, and then there's Food Videos, there's Pigment, not a good pun, Pigment, then there's Conspiracy, and then there's What's the Tea, then there's Diet Cola, and then there's Not a Fact, Sleep Paralysis, Illuminati, and then Maride's here.
Great.
Great, what a great palette. Like, Madame Gosi was like, oh my god, lol. Like, uh, so it's like everyone is so excited for this palette because, yeah, it's Shane Dawson's collaboration with Jeffree Star. And then everyone saw the shades and like, how can I put this on my face? It's more of an eyeshadow palette because that's what Jeffree Star is mostly known for, and these are the shades that Shane Dawson chose, and that's when I realized, yeah, I can't use this. I can't find this useful either. Besides, with after surgeries I've had in my eye, I don't think I would be learning how to put on eyeshadow soon. And yeah, this is how TanaCon's legacy uh, came to be, and I'm dumbfounded. Truth be told, I don't like this palette. I should get that across soon enough. Maybe some of these shades would work as highlighters for the face, but eyeshadow, no. Like I can't blame you, Madame Gosi. She was like, this whole thing is making me cringe.
Yeah, I can
Oh
understand that.
no. Yeah. It's like there are a lot more issues that Tana got involved into. Um, I think the latest that I know of is her getting sued, well, almost, because she was promoting on IG and Twitter hashtag booty for Biden. It's like if you send her a proof that that you voted for Joe Biden, she would send you her nudes. Like, uh, uh,
I mean, hey, if it was on OnlyFans, I can understand that.
so it kind of brought doubts. Like, did Joe Biden really win this election? Like,
Yes, he
uh,
did. You can't say that it was because of booty pictures. It probably only got like 50 votes.
yeah, because it's really hard when you have these people part of your campaign and then they ruin it by putting their ego on display. Like, you know what, Tana, if you wanted to share your news, yeah, go ahead. Just don't drag other people into your crap. On the other
But
hand,
it,
that's she'd
it
always been
was
one.
probably for the best, though. Because it's like so minuscule. It wouldn't have made a difference in the election.
Yeah. I mean, there are really a lot of things that are they that desperate to encourage people to vote now? I would understand why people are discouraged to vote. And here, I'm checking on the calendar. It's like almost a year from now, another election might occur, and yeah, and then people are trying to encourage everyone to vote. Um, because in the case of China, it's it's tantamount to vote buying. Like, you're not giving out cash, you're not wiring money to people who might be voting for Joe Biden, but yeah, you're bribing them with your nudes. which doesn't help either. Like it's like, oh god, this is a face palm. I don't have enough hands to face palm that moment. So yeah, and yeah, I agree, Madame Gosi. She's just using current events to sell more of her ego. Because how can you trend on social media if you're not writing on these social media trending topics? Like, I mean, I have a few videos that are based on whatever trending topic is out there, and I get views, I get the attention, but it doesn't always stay because at the end of the day, I would always go back to the stuff that I like doing. And then here we have these content creators that constantly do everything they can to stay relevant online. I mean, as much as I don't want to comment about the Jana wedding anymore, it's like, yeah, dude, we get it. You too, you, Tana, and Jake, you both need views. You both need to remain relevant again, but they remain relevant for the wrong reasons. And they obviously don't care anymore as long as they get the media mileage. It's. Oh, God. Which is why I think the ultimate irony on it all, or maybe sometimes I view it as poetic justice, is that this palette, this palette that I'm showing on Canva right now, it's one of those retired palettes now. I mean, yeah, it sold a lot of palettes at the height of the Shane Dawson documentary series about Jeffree Star, but at this point, if you start viewing it as an extended infomercial, then the more you would understand why. It's just a flash in the pan, it's sold out, it got sold out for at the time that it got released, and then it's gone because seriously, who would use these shades? I mean, I don't even get the like.
Maybe your dogs would.
I don't apply makeup on my dogs, but yeah, thank you for that suggestion. Like, I'm not sure if Madame Goosey applies makeup, but if this palette is making her cringe, what more for me? What more for the rest of the people who are using? Maybe some of them would consider some of these shades as highlighters, like I mentioned that a while ago, but actual pigment. I mean, you got your point across the moment you posted an icon, a pig icon there for pigment,
Yeah.
and like, and then you even bank on whatever notoriety TanaCon has left there. Yeah,
Maybe if you had a makeup channel and you were doing product reviews, that's probably the only reason that you would use it.
yeah, and there were a lot of makeup channels that really try this. Some of them only try this because they're fans of Shane, or they're fans of Jeffrey, or they're fans of both, or they got wind of the names of the shades that are found here and they ended up trying them. So, because here, by the time those icons are gone, do you still find them lovely? I don't think I would find them lovely at that time. And also, it's another opportunity for Tana Mongeau to stay relevant, at least in makeup form. So, fast forward to 2019. Yeah, Tana got her point across. She got to prove to people that she still can break in the crowd. She still has these people lining up for her, whether she can deliver the service or not. And no news as to whether any refund occurred, which worries me a bit because if she had the opportunity to do this again, because she got away with it the first time, she'd do it again. And I have to say this why I did not use Shane Dawson as a reference here because I don't like how Shane Dawson minimized the liability of Tana Mongeau in that event, because that's really what happened. There was minimized accountability on Tana Mongeau's part, and if Shane Dawson is viewed as the Oprah of YouTube, then he's the person that YouTubers go to in order to at least fix their image. Like, she did that for Tana, and the documentary ended up looking like it's more of the fault of Michael, that guy from Good Times, and less of the fault of Tana, which I still disagree to this point. There's equal accountability. There's Michael doesn't have that much control over Tana, and Tana refuses to be controlled. So that's a dangerous combo that you have right there. Oh, thank you, Madame Ghosty, for not wearing that highlighter. There are far better highlighters out there that you can use. I will not recommend them yet. Maybe some other time. And which is why at the end of the Shane Dawson documentary about TanaCon, he was like, he has still a lot of questions going on. Like, dude, you had Tana in front of you. You have these people easily accessible to you. And some of these people who got sunburned and dehydrated at TanaCon managed to share their story with you because you are Shane effing Dawson. So what else do you need? I mean, maybe we're just waiting for some class action lawsuit to make her feel accountable for anything. I mean, she had gone away with a lot of things, and that sometimes it got it got me thinking that the only event that what might be bigger than TanaCon was her microaggressions towards her black friends, which is
Mm.
why some people were comparing Tana with Glam and Gore because she had a lot of microaggressions going on, and it took her 3 months to apologize, and it's the worst apology ever on YouTube because she's obviously just reading a script, like reading a script, reading a script, reading a script, reading a script, reading a script. Like, what kind of apology is this? Like, if you're reading an apology on this thing, don't make it so obvious. Don't make it so like you're moving your head. You're moving your head. This is how you read your apology. You're making it obvious. You're reading an apology, and reading an apology that someone else wrote for you. No, it doesn't win you any favors. It does not make you look sincere. And I have to agree with the observations about the apology. So many jump cuts. This is the kind of apology that she dished out because the apology she delivered, supposedly for TanaCon, was so bad. It was all over the place. It's like I wasted 11 minutes of my life listening to that video of Tana explaining why she is not supposed to be blamed for all of this happening. Like, no, girl. The name of the event is TanaCon. You named it after yourself, so you're supposed to be liable for that. And the fact that you refuse to take accountability for anything, and the fact that you keep on saying that you're taking accountability on your other apology about the microtransgressions towards your black and friends who are people of color, yeah, the faker you end up looking. I just had to point that out. Any other words you'd like to add, Joe?
I mean, I'm gonna go more into depth on like Tana Mongeau herself when we get to Legends. So,
Um,
I mean, all I know is so far. I mean, with TanaCon itself, it was just poorly run. Some are even comparing it to Fyre Festival, but hey, Fyre Festival. Let's just say, I mean, they were stuck on an island for like an entire night.
yeah,
At least with TanaCon, they made the like, okay, get everybody out now. But still,
yeah,
people got sunburned, people got dehydrated, people were starving. They didn't provide chairs. They didn't plan properly. They only planned this a month in advance after because they wanted to because this was a revenge convention. She was just mad that she didn't get featured creator status at VidCon, and she was trying to stick it to the man pretty much, and it just didn't go so well. This was a revenge thing. And then finally, when she got it the next year, then she never had to do a convention again. This was an ego revenge convention. That's all this was. And like you said, the fact that Shane Dawson was trying to defend her just shows you just how deep their friendship was. And they had to make sure to keep that cycle going because, as you know, some creators on YouTube, they try to stick together and they don't want to give fans sort of the power to one-up them because it's like, this is my career, this is my job, and I'm more important than you are. So, I mean, they just look at their fans as potential more money to put in their bank. I mean, why
cash
do you...
cows.
Yeah. That's why a lot of these Creator of the Year candidates for the Streamy Awards, they're just basically entrepreneurs, philanthropists, or anything that's considered capitalism. Like, if it promotes that, then they'll promote them. So, I mean, all of them to an extent have that. And again, it's mostly just white creators trying to keep themselves what's the terminology? Keeping themselves in power, because you're not going to see this from... I mean, you're definitely not going to see this type of behavior from people of color that are creators. They tend to be the more honest ones, and they tend to be the more desirable content to watch because they actually do treat their fans with respect. And even some white creators that are more progressive, let's say. I mean, you could definitely tell some of these creators are just... They either realize, like, oh, hey, if I tend to be more conservative with my views, the YouTube algorithm goes directly to me. And that's how some of these people get their channels promoted. And you saw this with Shane and Tana to an extent. I mean, yes, it's probably just like, oh, hey, booties for Biden. But, that was, obviously obviously she's a woman, so she doesn't want to promote anything that comes off as outlandish. So, I mean, that's probably one of the good things about her, but I'm going to go into more detail when I do it on my show. But, yeah, that's from the convention standpoint. It was just not a well-run convention.
Yeah. Yeah, you make sure that you you stay tuned to see Jodini's take on TanaCon itself, since he will be covering that. And he would have his own sources as well in order to identify, because TanaCon can be viewed at several angles. It's I think what made it easy for me is that I just avoided the Shane Dawson POV. I can use the actual participants or the actual attendees' POV or point of view to present this narrative here, because you have two or three people who attended at the event who don't know each other, who are not connected anyway, maybe because they were at different parts of the queue, and they ended up coming up with a story that's consistent with what is mostly what became the narrative eventually. Then yeah, you then get to confirm to yourself that something wrong is going on here, because which is why it helped a lot that we have footage from the inside, footage from the hall, and footage at the parking lot to make sure that this point was really presented using all viewpoints, because it's hard to... Well, I know some people will be complaining about the way I cover this, and maybe I don't care, but I would like to make sure that all bases are covered. And I would say it again, TanaCon was a revenge convention that was done because Tana got angry, and you don't make decisions when you're angry. Yeah, I think I got that from LL Cool J. He had this song with J Lo, and like, don't make decisions when you're mad. Not sure if you're familiar with that song, but I think that's the best advice I could give to anyone who are angry and happen to be an events organizer at the same time. So yeah, make sure that you plan it all out, and make sure that even if you're angry, you make it a point that you still come from a place of help, because obviously there might be an intention for Tana to serve the audience that Vidcon failed to serve, but in the end she ended up serving only her ego. So
Hmm.
I'd leave it at that. So yeah, thank you very much, Joe, for accompanying me in this interesting topic again. And I think you'd be excited once you get to know what our next episode would be. I don't think we have covered this, but we have received a lot of requests for these last two episodes on legends, on the main legends of the internet podcast. So, for our second to the last finale episode, episode 11, we would be discussing Linkara.
Oh boy. Here we
Yeah,
go.
we'd be talking about Linkara. He was not exactly spared from that document that got released years ago, but we're also checking if how much damage did he suffer during that time, and if ever he got back. Like, I will not spoil much of it there, because and besides I have yet to confirm a lot about Likara yet, and I might be using some footage again, or maybe a snippet from a podcast where Linkara's girlfriend was interviewed. I will not say her name because I don't remember her name. I'm sorry about that. I'll make it up on that episode itself. Thank you very much to everyone that came over and liked, shared, and subscribed to our channel. And thank you very much, Madame Ghosty, for your very proactive participation. I really love it whenever we have this topic here and everyone gets their output here. I would be looking forward to your episode of TanaCon as well on your own podcast, Legends of the Internet. I would be happy to
Hmm.
contribute more notes. Maybe some
Oh
of the
yeah.
notes that did not make the cut, and other notes that I may have missed here. So thank you, everyone, and good night.
Bye.